I think we are live right now, man. So I gotta see. All right, all right. I think we are live right now, and of course, if you're watching, make sure to like the video. It is tonight, okay? In fact, in a couple of hours' time, the event will, of course, begin. Our brother Joe, the Juggernaut Joyce, will be going against Daniel Dynamite Dubois, who is very powerful. But every heavyweight has power, no matter how much of a bomb you think they are. Every heavyweight carry power. Of course, some do possess extraordinary power. I think that Dubois is in that bracket of fighters that that carry such power. But at the same time, Joe the Juggernaut Joyce has a devastating, demarcating, extraordinary, bombastic power as well. Bro, Tajagbe,
Yes, bro.
it's fight day, and in just a couple of hours' time, the event begins, and we're definitely gonna be live. Why to comment on the fight as it go as it proceeds and all that. Believe you me, it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. You know what I mean? How are you feeling, brother?
You know what? I'm feeling good about this fight. Everybody's underestimating Joe Joyce. And the funny thing is, I believe the stars have aligned for Joe Joyce. The reason saying that is because I'm 100% sure he's going to win. Is because the funny thing is, Joe Joyce is underrated. Let me put it better into a better perspective for the listeners out there. And let's see, let me see if I remember. In 2016, the super heavyweight final at Rio, Joe Joyce versus Tony Yoka. Tony Yoka, who I was fighting with Christian Hammer. Very terrible fight yesterday. I saw some clips of it, and people were like saying exactly who Christian Hammer is. People weren't impressed, and I was the one who said. I replied and I said Christian Hammer stole the golden medal, the gold medal from Joe Joyce. Yes, Joe Joyce was supposed to be a gold medalist.
You
2006.
mean you mean Tony Yoka, not Christian
Yes,
Hammer?
Tony Yoka. Yes, I'm sorry. Tony Yoka stole the gold medal from Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce was supposed to be an Olympic gold medalist, but Tony Yoka took that from him. The funny thing is, they haven't
But do you
reversed
know how that happened, though? Do you know how that happened?
the judges, man.
The judges gave it to Yoka because he
Of
was gifted
Yeah,
because his wife also got the gold medal. Both of them fought in the same tournament. Both of course couples and all that. Like they use Yoka's story. You know, the story of course would be more exciting to tell when you say me and my wife went to the Olympic and got gold at the same time. That is of course the story that sounded better in the ears of the judges and people who, of course, judged that fight. We know that. To Joe Joyce, he was just like a guy not known like that, and they didn't have a exciting story behind his road to Rio compared to Tony Yoka. So he was basically robbed. Continue, brother.
Yes, he was. I believe the judges were French too. If my memory serves me correctly, I may be wrong. Do not quote me on that. There was a lot of foul play within that Rio fight. I believe Tony Yoka wasn't even tested for any drugs during that fight. And mind you, Tony Yoka is a pet factory. He's worse. He's one of the worst of them all. And he went 10 rounds against Christian Hammer, a guy I think Joe Joyce would absolutely blow out the water. He had a problem with Christian Hammer. And that should tell you how underrated people look at Joe Joyce. And I hope Joe Joyce is listening because I'm 100% sure that the stars have us lined in his corner. All he has to do is reach out and claim that star because he has everything within his grasp to win: the height, the flexibility, the combinations. You are slow, but you can use that to your advantage. Set a trap for him, move around the ring. Dubois is too robotic for him to catch you. The gas tank don't last. But Joe Joyce, everything that I've said about him is 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 true, and he can absolutely upset. What can I say? Upset the young and upcoming prospect that looks down on him. Yeah, of course, because Joe Joyce, people look down on him because of one simple thing. That would be he's too slow. But if you remove that factor and then he was fast, they will go with Joe Joyce. I hope Joe Joyce is not letting that get to him, saying, "Oh, because I'm slow." He should prove all of them wrong, and he should let them know why you are, in my book, you are the 2016 gold medalist. That holds a higher weight, even though that should have been reversed, but it's not reversed. You're not a gold medalist in the books, but in my mind, in my head, in my spirit, I know you're a gold medalist, and I hope he goes in there and shows why he's a gold medalist. You have the experience, you have everything. Do not let Dubois try to steal this from you. Do not leave it to the judges. Outpoint Dubois. He doesn't throw as much punches as you do. He doesn't put together combinations as you do. If you want to be fluid, you could be fluid. I've seen the way you fight. So this goes out to Joe Joyce, man. Good luck for you. Good luck to you today.
So, um, why do you think people make a big deal of Joe Joyce's speed? Always say Joe Joyce is slow, is slow. The last time I checked, Daniel Dubois is not that fast, in my opinion. Like, he telegraphs his punch, and of course, you can also see the right hand coming. It's not like he's a guy who possesses fast as Landers Jr. In fact, I still can tell you who has better hand speed than Landers Jr. Why do you think people are quick to rubbish Joe Joyce, you know, speed? Just saying it's slow. They just rubbish his credibility by saying he's slow. That's the only thing they have to say. He's slow. He's slow. He's slow. But the boy is not fast either, bro. You there?
You see, Joe Joyce has been his fighting style is. Let me put something into a better perspective. Joe Joyce is slow, but if you look at it, you pay attention, he hits his mark every time. Every time. Clearly, like he punches and his accuracy is on point. Every punch lands. They're slow, but they fucking land. Let's not take that away from Juggernaut Joyce. He's been fighting like that because people see that he's been fighting like that. And when he went against Usyk, mind you, yes, he ate a lot of punches, but Usyk was not willing to trade with Joyce. Why do you think they call him the Juggernaut Joyce? You know, force, movement, anything, anywhere, any people that you put in front of him, he crushes them. You know, so it's just the way he's been fighting that people are a little skeptical of him. But I'm telling you, if if Joyce fought and his muscle fiber was a bit faster, it will be the other way around. People will be saying he's a skilled fighter, which he is a skilled fighter. It's just that his fast twitch muscle fiber is not quick enough. That's why they're a little iffy. They think they think that his the way he reacts throwing punches is different from moving away from punches. Yeah, Joe Joyce takes one or two to punches and then throws one back. But I believe if he wants to, he can get out the way of those punches. That is what worries people. You know, I've 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 read the comments. I've read their comments, and I continue to just analyze each opponent. That's what I see it, man. I believe everything's aligned in Joe Joyce's favor.
Yeah, I mean, I have to definitely agree with you over there. Everything is in Jojo's favor. I had to go look back at Dan Dubois' fight, especially his fight with Nathan Gorman. Okay, Nathan Gorman. Do you remember in the first or second round or so when Dubois thought he had Gorman hurt and wanted to finish him off, and Gorman landed? Dubois had to go back. What do you think would have happened if that was Joe Joyce?
I think Joe Joyce would have caught him the way he would have came in like that. He comes in, leaves himself opened, you know, trying to take out the opponent. If Joe Joyce can time that right, he can absolutely do damage to Daniel Dubois. You know, it's all about the masterful game plan that Joe Joyce has coming, and and I believe Joe Joyce's IQ is up there. He is so underrated, man. I can't even put it together that how underrated he is. He's he's smart. I believe his IQ is up there because this guy is talented, not just in one category, in multiple categories. So I wouldn't be surprised if he outsmarts Daniel Dubois. If you tell Joe Joyce, use your head in that ring and be smart, he can get it done. If you don't know Joe Joyce's background, go ahead and read upon his background. You'll be fairly impressed.
Yeah. Also, do you think Joe Joyce's movement is underrated?
Yeah, of course I think his movement is underrated. Because people want to say, "Oh, he's slow," but then you've heard these athletes or uh, prof- elite fighters, retired boxers, active boxers saying, you think he's slow, but when you get in the ring with him, you'll see that he's not that actually slow. I've heard that. I don't know if that's true or whether it's to be seen, but we'll have to see. Maybe because the opponent is throwing punches at Daniel Dubois, I mean at Joe Joyce, and his reaction is quite late. He can't really you know, register properly and then throw one quickly, or time it quickly and then throw one. But either or, it's most likely yes. It's like a 50-50. He's being underrated with his punches because you could see when he's fighting, his punches do come in slow. Even some of his training, it looks like his punches do come in slow. But then again, it might just be a way he's fighting to conserve energy, right? If you're moving slow, you're not gonna you're not gonna exert a lot of energy, right? You'll hit your mark if you're moving slow. If you're targeting something, you know, whether it be just to point at something very slow, you're gonna hit your mark. And at the same time, you're not exerting too much energy. So it might just be his fighting style and the way he picked up on that since from the amateurs. Don't forget, people say Joyce is very awkward, and let's hope this awkwardness plays a big role in him winning this fight when he gets his hand raised today.
The boxing community says JJ by late stoppage. Do you see? Like I had a listen. I had a dream yesterday, last night. Um, how can I say it? This? I think if Joe Joyce, I see Joe Joyce winning. I think if Joe Joyce, if the bat goes to distance, I fear Joe Joyce being robbed because you can easily tell that Frank Warren favor than Dubois way more than Joe Joyce. You can just tell that he sees Dan Dubois as the next big thing. In fact, he even compared him to the next Anthony Joshua. We remember that. And he even kind of forced Dubois to narrate, the to narrate the I mean, not secret because sparring sometimes sparring. What happened in sparring should be in sparring. He forced Dan Dubois to narrate the incident that occurred in sparring between him and Anthony Joshua, which Joshua clearly denied because Joshua clearly denied it and said, "Nah, that's not the case. I mean, it didn't happen." Dubois came into the game admitting to ES Sports, ES News that he dropped Anthony Joshua, and that's the first time I actually heard of Dubois. If not for that, it would have maybe taken me some time to know about Dubois. The first time I heard of Dubois is when he said he knocked Joshua, out inspiring. You know what I mean? So now, what do you think if this bar go the distance? We know Joe Joyce does know how to. Joe Joyce is ready for 12 round fight. In fact, 15, 20 round fight. He's ready for that. What if he doesn't get the win in terms of him winning but get robbed? Last night, uh, Gabe Rosado got robbed by the judges. Um, you know, after the Daniel Jacob in the Daniel Jacob fight. You know, I'm a little bit afraid because we all know that Rosado landed the more effective punches, but didn't get the win because Daniel Jacob is a much bigger name than Rosado. And in this case, Joe Joyce is a big name in the sport of boxing, but then Dubois is seen as the next big thing in the UK. And of course, Frank Warren, the judges, and all those stuff kind of favor. In fact, the British public favor Joe Joyce. I mean, favor Dubois. In fact, if you look at the people predicting the bout, a lot of the British broadcaster, journalist, they all just think the boy just gonna blow Jojo out of there very quick. I think when the heat start, start coming in, believe you me, they will be change. They will change their opinion. And when Jojo win this fight, I've got a video already for the British fans already. What do you think? You think he might get up?
It's funny you say that. Like I've said, the stars have aligned, and Tony Yoko fought yesterday, and he lost. This might be a hint that Joe Joyce needs to take this, and shouldn't leave it to the judges, because there's a possibility he can get robbed. They've done it to him in the Olympics. Who said they won't do it to him for up and coming prospects that they think is going to is going to be destructive throughout through the heavyweight division, why not propel him? Use Joe Joyce as a stepping stone for that, you know. But then, what if Joe Joyce comes and ruins that plan, and then they see, oh no, we gotta, we gotta make sure, Daniel Dubois wins. You know, it has to be a win. If we could rob him, we're gonna rob him. My question is, do Joe Joyce has to absolutely take this? I'm not impressed by Daniel Dubois. He hasn't he hasn't fought anybody impressive other than Nathan Gorman, and besides that, he's had he of course is gonna have destructive power. One, against low level opposition like that Japanese fella, and then besides that, I'm hearing stories of Nathan Gorman being, he had a kid or his son was sick. He had his own problems, so he really couldn't do much in camp. But that's just the truth. And it's all to be seen. Like I said, the stars have aligned, and I believe anything can happen. And Joe Joyce must take this. He must grip it fast.
Is but you're definitely right about that. And yeah, that's what I was thinking. After my dream, I was like really thinking about Jojo's one, but I think he got robbed in a way, and it's gonna be interesting. Hope what happened, what I saw in my dream, does not come, does not become the truth. That would really, really make me feel like okay. So Joyce, he's 35 years old. People always look at that and say, "Whoa, wait a minute, this guy's 35. I mean, he's already at that age." But are people forgetting that George Foreman became an heavyweight world champion? I mean, the oldest heavyweight champion ever at the age of 45, right? If I'm not mistaken. If I'm not, is it 45? I think he became a champion at the age of 40. I mean, he was a champion before, but he came back and beat a young champion. So what is Jojo being written off just by the age alone? Saying, oh, he's 35 now. What hairs does he have and all that, or something like that. It's a little bit crazy though. So let's take a look at the comment section right here. Adam Khan says DDD is more destructor than you mean destructive than JJ than Jojo. What do you make of that statement, brother?
The way I make that statement is, who has Daniel Dubois fought to be so destructive? Let's switch the roles and put Joe Joyce in front of that. Wouldn't Joe Joyce be just as destructive? That's for him, and let's see if he answers that.
Yeah, Adam Khan, answer that. Answer that right now. Answer that right now. By the way, our brother David Adeleye is also on the card, where I'm also looking forward to that. The other guys fighting on the card, I don't really know them. I really don't know them. Only Adeleye and Joe Joyce and Dubois. The other guys, I don't really know them. I cannot lie. I've never heard the name before. So I can't say what I don't know. I would have loved to comment on that. Joe Joyce will Joe Joyce will beat DDD. You can't teach experience. What do you make of that statement, brother?
He's right. You can teach experience, because whether you like it or not, Joe Joyce has more experience, especially with opponents starting from the amateur background. Like I said from yesterday's podcast, Joe Joyce, this isn't the first time he faced somebody as fast. He's faced faster opponents than Daniel Dubois, and that's a fact. That is a fact, 100%. So Daniel Dubois is just too robotic and too basically too trying to think he can outmuscle Joe Joyce. That's what I think is gonna happen. Joe Joyce has absolutely, has the experience. He's faced champions. He's faced experienced fighters that faced champions. Let's see if Daniel Dubois is going in there to trying to take him out easy, or taking him lightly, which I think he is doing.
Yeah, for those of you guys who don't like who don't have access towards this fight, message me on Instagram. We might be going live for this fight. Going live talking about this fight, but we are not going to show the fight footage because of copyright claim. But we were going live as we are now. The video is going to be private. Okay. After the fight is done, probably post it and blur the faces and all that. It'll be nice to see how Alberta does because I just bought the fight now not long ago. So on fight, yeah. So it depends on the location you are. If you're in South Africa, you can watch it on SABC. Uh, Olusustin said, "What time is the fight?" Like I said yesterday, it has to be around. It has to be between 11:30 to 12 p.m. All depending on the undercard. Because if the undercard takes longer, because if fighters take longer to take out their opponent, that can actually affect the time the bout gets made. But we're gonna be, of course, live, commenting on it, and it's going to be interesting, guys. It's going to be interesting because our brother Joe the Juggernaut Joyce, I believe in him. I believe he can do it. I just hope this fight stuff. I hope the stream is good though, because I'm so used to days on. So I'm blended with days on right now. So it'd be nice to see our brother Joe the Juggernaut Joyce beat Daniel Dubois. Okay. But we'll be right back very soon to talk about Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. fight. I don't really see that as a fight. I don't know yet. I mean, I understand is Mike Tyson. Are you really? I don't know what. I'm not really happy. I'm not really jubilating or having a jubilating mindset. You know, towards regarding that fight. What about you, brother Tajabwe? I mean, not because I love Mike Tyson. Of course, my is a legend, but because I'm kind of wondering, are they going to throw punches? Because I heard the new rule says no knockouts and then change again. What if people then buy it? I've not bought it yet. What if people buy it and then get to see shit fights? So I'm like being optimistic about it before I buy that stuff. What do you think about that, bro?
Like I've said before, I'm not interested in. I saw the weigh-ins. One, I'm not gonna pay for that fight. I don't like the undercard. There's.
So you are team streaming then,
I'm not even gonna watch it, bro. I don't think I'm gonna watch that fight.
bro. I'm gonna be live for that fight, so I think you should try to watch it,
I'm not interested, man. One, because they have YouTubers on there. Two,
bro. But our brother Badu Jack is there. What do you mean by bro? Jack is not YouTuber,
yeah, I know. I don't know, man. I just don't see myself watching it. I'm gonna be doing something at that time until the Joyce fight, and then or whichever comes first.
You're not watching Mike Tyson,
No, bro, I am not.
so you don't think that's a real fight?
It is not, bro. I'm not gonna get bamboozled. It's not a real fight, whether you like it or not, bro.
Okay.
Have you seen
What
the
do you
way?
what do you think will happen if the fight? I mean, I'm thinking about paying for it. I guess I will pay for it.
How much
But
you gonna
what do
pay
you think?
$70 for that fight or whatever? How much they say,
No, no,
bro?
it's 21. It's 21
The,
euros. 21 euros a year,
listen, I saw the weigh-ins and I was like, Jesus Christ, they look like two old men, two journeymen.
bro. They are two old men, but they're in shape though. Like we have to, like, they're in shape. Do you
So
know? Do you know that fight became the highest pre-sale broke the highest pre-sale bout record.
yeah, I heard about that.
It's so weird though. Mike Tyson hasn't fought for how long now? Like more than 17 years or so, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's just the people like a bit older that want to see that fight. You know, but for me,
Bro, even kids are gonna tune in that fight. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by people who are,
no,
who
no,
who are
no, no.
older?
For me, I'm not gonna. I'm not interested in that fight. You know, unfortunately, that's just the truth. People are gonna be disappointed. I tell you that they're gonna be disappointed. You know, these guys
if
are gonna
if
punch each other,
if
and they're
if
gonna.
if if the fight is not a good fight, believe you me, like the next time I Tyson fight, I don't know, people wouldn't be hyped up like they are now because people are still living in the old Mike Tyson days when he used to knock people out crazy. They think is still the same Mike Tyson. Like one guy just wrote me not long ago saying that, "Are you gonna watch that fight? Mike Tyson is going to knock that guy out. You know, the Mike Tyson is back, the king of boxing." I said, "Whoa, hold on, which king of boxing? He's been retired for a long time, and it's never a refight. It's not this fight is not going to be in their official record or something like. It's just an exhibition. You know, I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't pay for that fight. I'm because I'm probably gonna pay for it as well. I mean, 21 euro wouldn't kill me though. But I'm just saying, when you pay for the fight, like hope you know what you're getting into. The laws that they've implemented, is a little bit worrisome in a way, but we'll see how it goes. I will go live for the fight though. I will go live and yeah, talk about the fight and see how it goes. What's up, Adrian? For those of you guys who want to join the live chat right now, you just go to the link to the scroll up on the live chat, and then you will see the link right there. Just click it and join to give your take on this file right here. By the way, Pete, did you watch the Peter Kadiru the Dubois fight in the amateurs in Croatia? Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
But you heard the name Peter Kadiru.
Yeah, it rings a bell.
He beat Dubois in the amateurs. You know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he beat the Dubois in the amateurs. The guy he was born here in Germany. Um, his parents are from Ghana. Is of course a German by nationality, a Ghanaian by heritage. He just isn't he's been sparring Anthony Joshua as well.
Okay.
He's a German heavyweight champion,
Okay, I think I remember. I
the
remember.
current German heavyweight champion. So Peter Kadiru, like, he looks very normal. I mean, he's not. He doesn't have that beastie body that Dubois has. Joe Joyce's and Anthony Joshua. He's just a normal looking guy. But he's very skillful. I watched that fight. It's crazy how Peter Kadiru was able to outmaneuver Dana Dubois, and Dana Dubois was just throwing a lot of white punches and trying to that right hand. He always telegraphs that right hand. He tried a lot of times. He hit Kadiru with that right hand a couple of times. Kadiru was so good in avoiding it and won via points. It's like really really crazy though. So your final prediction for tonight bout for this bout right here. And I don't know if you know the other guys fighting on the card. One thing about Frank Warren is that Frank Warren, whenever he has a big fight, always put people don't know. You know, like people don't know. Yeah, I don't know a lot of the guys who are fighting tonight. So I'm probably gonna cover the Adeleye fight and the others. Because I cannot comment on the fight that I don't already know, or that I haven't studied for some time to know much about. I guess the UK fans probably know them. I don't know. They are not. They don't. The names don't sound familiar. And Adrian says, "Who you got tonight, Dubois or Joyce?" Answer that. Answer that first. Tajab.
Well, I'm going with Joe Joyce for 100%. You know, I want to see Joe Joyce take Daniel Dubois to the sixth round and start working on him and putting pressure on him, while at the same time avoiding those heavy punches. If it could avoid a lot of those heavy punches, Joe Joyce takes it. He's too fluid. If he continues moving around the ring, he could the fight could either end in a TKO or a unanimous decision in favor of Joe Joyce.
Very good. I myself, I of course go with our brother Joe the Juggernaut Joyce. Okay, I'm not saying this because he's Nigerian. I'm saying this because I believe experience will play a huge part right here. Experience will play a huge part, and I do believe that if Dubois cannot land that right hand consistently, he's going to definitely be hit by one of the juggernauts, you know, upper right hands. And but I do think though that Joe Joyce should try avoid that. Try see how he can avoid the body. Did you watch the Brandon fight the first round when Jennings hurt Joe Joyce to the body? I'm a little bit scared though. I don't know if Joe Joyce will be training that because Joe Joyce we know he's got granite chin. But that was kind of the first time I saw Joe Joyce really hurt a little bit. But he managed to, you know, get on with it and he held, Jennings and recovered and kept on punching. What do you think if Dubois targets Joyce to the body like that consistently?
I mean, he knows what to do. Then Dubois knows what to. Joe Joyce knows what to do. Hold on to Dubois. If Dubois is gonna go to the body, move out the way, and Dubois too robotic to answer in time, and Joe Joyce is not slow enough to react in time, but he moves out the way, and Joe Joyce himself goes to the body too. He just needs to land, and be able to react in time. That is a key moment. Yes, I could see Daniel Dubois going to the body of Joe Joyce. But if Joe Joyce can actually evade and land his punches, it could be a victory for him.
Yeah, like I've been kind of thinking about that body shots, but I do believe the Juggernaut will come true, and I do believe the Juggernaut will try to outmaneuver the Dynamite. It's just a fact, and it's going to be a very very good fight. For those of you guys who want to join the live show right now to give your take on the fight, on the live chat you can see the link there. Just scroll up a little bit and you will see the link. Click that link to join and try to have an earpiece so that headphone so that you know. And of course, we'll be going live for this fight. We'll be going live for sure and comment on the fight. It's going to be interesting because our brother Joe, the Juggernaut Joyce, has to make it work. I know the British fans are just kind of rubbishing Joe Joyce, style. I've seen listen. I've been in conversation with some of our British brothers out there in the UK and asking them question about this fight. They are saying, "Oh, Joe Joyce has no chance. He's gonna get rammed up by the Juggernaut. He's gonna get by the Dynamite. He's gonna get rammed up. He's gonna get that." I was like, "Are you forgetting that this guy is an Olympic silver medal? In fact, let's say gold medalist." Because in that fight with Yoko, he got robbed. We know that in Rio. So let me take a look at the other comment. 77 people watching right now. Click that goddamn like button and subscribe if you have not subscribed, because later we'll be right back here and discussing the fight, watching the fight, and commenting on it. I believe that this fight is going to be huge. I wonder what Joshua has to say. That who's Joshua backing? Tajak, what do you think Joshua will be backing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, bro, I can hear you.
Well, Joshua said that basically the same thing I said. If Joe Joyce can take Dan Dubois past the 6 rounds, he will win. If not, anything before the 6th, Dan Dubois can land a punch and win. But anything after 6, Joe Joyce takes it.
I just don't know why people have so much hope in Dana Dubois. Really, Dana Dubois couldn't knock out Kevin Johnson, brother. Do you know that, bro? Kevin Johnson don't have the best chin in the world, but then Dubois couldn't knock him out. So
Yeah.
what makes this guy think he's just gonna go in there and beat the juggernaut like that, knock him out within the first? I don't know. If he does that, then I think something happened. Okay, maybe the power that an invisible power came from somewhere because this guy couldn't knock out Kevin Johnson. I know styles make fight, but let's not forget how Joshua dealt with Kevin Johnson. And of course, a lot of fighters have been able to knock Johnson out, though. I think only Joshua and the other one guy has been able to do that. What's his name? I think did Manti Bakoli fight Kevin Johnson? Did he fight him? I don't know if he did. I think him, and Joshua are the two only guys. Everywhere boxing is just crazy, bro. Let's take a look at the another comment right here on the live, and yeah, 98 people watching right now. So if you're just new to the channel, click that goddamn like button, guys. Terry Arilal, he says, feeling like DDD is a one-punch boxer. Hope I am wrong. Wilder felt the same way and got destroyed by a boxer, Fury. Is Anna Dubois a one-punch boxer, Tajagbe?
No, he is not. I don't know where people keep getting that from. Daniel Dubois doesn't have one punch knockout power. If he did, he would have taken Kiyotoro out immediately, but he didn't. He took Kiyotoro out in the third round, and Kiyotoro is like a nobody. That's that Japanese fighter. Same thing for Nathan Gorman. So it tells you what kind of level of opposition you need to be for him to take you out. You need to be a C-level opposition and a negative F level opposition. You're not even a journeyman. That's the kind of level opposition you need to be for him to take you out. Besides that, he's not going to take you out, early is what people think. It's just not going to happen, and with this fight, I hope that Joyce is in a tremendous shape because, being in shape plays a lot in how fast your recovery is when you get knocked down or when you get knocked out, or how fast you recover. So that plays a major role. And knowing Joyce, I'm pretty sure he'll come in shape. And I just don't see a knockout happening. People say knockout, sometimes it just doesn't happen.
Why are people comparing Dubois to Deontay Wilder? He's not Deontay Wilder. I don't know. Deontay Wilder's power it comes from, his ancestors, his Nigerian ancestors. And I think Dubois is kind of Dubois. If we should trace Dubois' ancestors, I think he might be from Cameroon. Okay, maybe Congo, or maybe I don't know, probably Zimbabwe or something like that. It's like, for example, Dubois for me is the bigger version of Derek Chisora. Okay, I'm not disrespecting Derek Chisora in a way, but I'm saying the reason why I'm saying this is because you can tell that Derek Chisora has power, but you need to use combinations to knock you out in most of his fights. Of course, we look at the Takam fight, we saw that. But when it comes to guys like Deontay Wilder, Lawrence Okoli, Anthony Joshua has a one-punch knockout power. It's a fact. Go back and watch some of his fights. He knocked people out just right hand. And also his left hook is good. Joshua, of course, has more tools than just the right hand. But I do believe people that possess such powers are people like Lawrence Okoli. Lawrence Okoli look at Lawrence Okoli. He doesn't look like an heavyweight, but that power that he carries in his right hand is devastating. And come December 12th, he is going to make Nigeria proud again by knocking out Glowacki. He said he's going to do it within 6 to 7 rounds, I guess. Between 6 to 7 rounds. But I know he might go a little bit further in a way. But believe me, I got our brother Lawrence Okoli covered in that. It's going to be interesting, though. Let me take a look at the other statement right here. Goncalo Dasunakao. I don't know where this guy's from. He said, "Oh, Daniel Dubois." He's a Dubois fan. Good. Daniel Dubois, like, he's a dynamite. He's a good guy, a good athlete, but I don't think he needs to learn more. By the way, we have 165 people watching right now. And click that like button, subscribe as well, because later we'll be right back and we'll be going live for this fight. And believe you me, the juggernaut is going to get the job done. Believe you me, Ninja Power go always carry go. Now, Luis Effie Unvo says Ninja first, Joyce for sure, and Aaron Chimya, I don't know where it's from, Chumya says Triple D. Okay. A lot of people are backing JoJo's right, Dubois right. But if you look at the comment section, bro, it is always the Dubois. But I can understand though, he looks the part. Um, whoa, Andrian says, I don't think Dubois will respect him at all, and Joyce gets hit a lot. Whoa, he doesn't think Dubois will respect JoJo's power. What do you think about that, Tajabwe?
That could work in the way of Joe Joyce if Dubois doesn't respect his power. Because who said Daniel Dubois is fast enough, to do damages? If he comes in and then he gets caught himself, who said that Daniel Dubois has a chin? I mean, look at what Richard Lardy did to him. They were both trading, and Richard Lardy landed a shot. I'm talking about Richard Lardy, Richard Lardy, no party himself, landed a shot on Daniel Dubois, and whether he slipped, I don't know. He moved back, though, that's for sure. He definitely moved back. So, and who said Daniel Dubois lands, his accuracy is 100%. So who said um, Joe Joyce can't land? I'm sorry, yeah, Joe Joyce can't land on Daniel Dubois. Since Daniel Dubois, when he likes to trade, he misses most of his punches, but Joe Joyce lands 100% of his shots.
Okay, Nathan C says Joe Joyce is too slow for Dubois. Again, another comment. Why must they say Joe Joyce is slow? We know Joe Joyce doesn't have the fastest hands in the heavyweight division, but at the same time, Dubois is not that fast. What do you think about that, bro? Tajab?
I don't think Dubois is just not that fast. But let me ask you, who has Joe Joyce faced? He's faced some good levels of opposition. Who said he hasn't faced? Who he hasn't faced? Who said Usyk is 100 times, 200 times faster than Dubois? So you think this is something new to Joyce? Maybe Joyce is the one allowing himself to get hit so he could get his hits in. Who said who said Joyce can't move his head? You need to go back and watch Joyce, man. If he wills it, he can move around the ring if he wills it.
Okay, good guy. Uh, Andren says should be good enough though, but I got Dubois. Okay, good brother. Bruce Lee says DDD all the way. KO. Luis Effie Unvo says right or left hand durable Joyce will find a way to last 20 rounds. He wins anyway. That's a very good point from Luis Effie Unvo. He says right or left hand durable Joyce will find a way to last 20 rounds. You know, the pressure Joe Joyce brings to the table is different from what you've seen before. Listen, there is no fighter in the heavyweight division right now that can pressurize their opponent the way Joe Joyce does. Okay, you might say Alan Babbage, but Alan Babbage is a baby when we talk about fighting guys that are monsters. When you talk about going against credible opponents. So, what do you think about that? What's your take on that, Ty? You know, Louis saying right or left, and durable Joyce will find a way to last 20 rounds. He wins anyway. Your take on that, brother?
Yeah, Joe Joyce is very durable. I give that to him. He is a durable fighter. He has a solid chin. He has power in both hands. He, I feel like we will see things we haven't seen from Joyce. I just feel it. I feel like there's too many things aligned in his favor. He can get it done.
Chuck Bond says it's gonna be a tough one. Joseph Wambui says DDD is winning this. Adam Khan said DDD KO JJ. Adrian says Kevin Johnson has a good chin. What's a response to that, bro? Kevin Johnson has a good chin. I don't really think so, bro.
Kevin Johnson. It depends on who Kevin Johnson is fighting and how he's feeling that night. If it's an elite fighter that's a puncher, they can get Kevin Johnson out of there. If not, Kevin Johnson is gonna hang in there for a while.
I mean, that's funny though. Kevin Johnson has a good chin. I mean, no. Kevin Johnson doesn't have. I mean, he has a normal chin, an okay chin, but a good chin, I don't think so. But he doesn't take punishment though. Hamed Turner says, I think Joe Joyce is being underrated. I can smell an upset. By the way, that's another statement. Shout out to Hamed Turner. If Joe Joyce beats Daniel Dubois, is it an upset? It's not an upset, bro. I laugh in Vietnamese. What's the take on that, brother?
I think it's a topple in the prospects. I don't think it will be an upset. It's a topple in the prospects, man. And it just reveals that Daniel Dubois is not ready and he's being pushed too fast. It wouldn't be an upset really. Daniel Dubois he's just not the only talented fighter. One person I underestimated was Frank Sanchez in the Canelo camp. Eddie Reynoso, I severely underestimated that guy. And I think he's going to be a problem in the heavyweight division, especially for those big guys, the way he moves.
Sorry to interrupt, bro. Frank Sanchez is a small guy as well, you know that? He doesn't carry the power. So he's a very good boxer, no doubt about it. It's just like Usyk.
The way he moves, I think this guy's going to be a problem, bro. Listen, okay. I underestimated him.
I'm not saying it's not going to be a problem, but I'm saying he's too small for everywhere. I mean, he has the moves, he has the footwork, he has he has a great boxing skill. But believe me, when it goes in against a guy like, I mean, we have to test him against a guy like Chisora to really know where, he actually ranks among everywhere right now. What do you think about it? I think is the fact.
Like I said, I remember I severely underestimated him, man. But the way he fought his last two fights, one against that what's that guy's name that supposedly said he knocked out concussed Anthony Joshua in Spartan. He made that guy look like
what's his name again?
Tank something. I don't know. Is it Tank? No, it's not Tank something. He's from Philly.
I know. I forgot his name.
Yeah, he made him look like he didn't even belong in there, bro. And then
yeah, but the same guy, that guy got knocked out by Charles Martin, bro. Didn't he get stopped by he got stopped by Charles Martin or not? Of course he did. And this was years before. So you see what I'm saying? Like
yeah, but Charles Martin, Charles Martin was having like problems and working a sweat. Frank Sanchez did it with ease, man.
Frank Sanchez is a good boxer, no doubt about it. Okay, Joey Daweko. His name is Joey Daweko.
Yeah, Joey Daweko.
So Frank Sanchez is a good boxer, no doubt about it. I said he's a good boxer. But let's not forget that he doesn't carry the power like that. I mean, you need power in the heavyweight division. You can win rounds, but you need power. Okay, let me ask you one question. Were you that impressed with Usyk fight against Chisora?
No, I was not. But listen, the reason I was
why weren't you impressed? But Usyk is a much better boxer than big difference. Usyk is a much better boxer than Frank Sanchez
is younger than Usyk. And
Frank Sanchez is from Cuba, right?
Yeah.
Official.
Okay.
Listen, his official age says he's 28, but
Yeah.
you and I know that guy's already 40 years old. I mean, it's like our brother Samuel Peter. See, I'm seeing 38 years old. Are you not saying that my brother is older than Samuel Peter? That's impossible. Because we were young. I know I know how young I was when I was like looking up to Samuel Peter when he fought back in the days, and now I'm seeing he's 38 years old. It's not happening, bro. That's not the, you know what I mean. So what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So listen, the reason I wasn't impressed with Usyk is because they hyped him up, and we saw what he could do in his last two fights. Did we not? We saw what he did with Witherspoon, and we saw what he did with Derek Chisora. If Derek Chisora wasn't tired, he would have given Usyk problems, and he was still tagging Usyk, and so was Witherspoon. Witherspoon, I mean, Usyk at his point, at his age, cannot change anything, cannot develop power, cannot sit behind his punches, or he's gonna get tagged and clipped. You know, if was is it Arthur Beterbiev that did that to Usyk, went to his body, and Usyk, was hurt him. If Arthur Beterbiev can, and all those guys can do damage, imagine what AJ can do. So it's my thing to say, it's Usyk being hyped up. You know, I think Usyk knows, like,
but Usyk is a much better boxer than Frank Sanchez.
oh yes, by a far margin, absolutely.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying Frank Sanchez is not a good fighter, but he
Oh, I'm
is.
just
He doesn't.
comparing
He
him
doesn't.
to
He doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't have the power. And in every division, you need power.
that
Until he
is that
fights
is true.
someone good, I'm not gonna like rate him the eye because I was the sparring with him, the sparring of him and our brother Rafa Akbajari. You know the spar, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You saw the sparring.
Of Aquajori versus
Akbajari and Frank Sanchez. You saw it.
no, I didn't see that.
Akbajare had his own against Frank Sanchez. It was a war. I mean, go check it out, bro. I think it's still on YouTube or so. Oh, after it was a war because Akbajare showed. He sent me the link to watch it. I watched it, bro. Crazy sparring. Akbajare, that guy, is gonna be another force in the heavy division. Even though when you look at, he doesn't have the experience like that, like the others, like Frank Sanchez, but he had his own against Frank Sanchez. And Akbajare's chain is also very strong. It's gonna be good though to see all those guys fighting each other. Now let's go to the next comment right here live. Adrian says Fury, Ruiz, Pulev, Vlad couldn't stop Kevin Johnson. Okay, I understand. Kevin Johnson is a good fighter, no doubt about it. Mr. Big says Joyce, bad Booker, DDD wins on points. Okay, no problem. On points. Free Word says Joyce wins by knockout. Bruce Lee says Nigerian ancestors. Yeah. Of course. Water has Nigerian blood in him. You don't know? Go check it out. His DNA says so. That's why he carried that knockout power. That one knockout power. Hamed Turner says Latte nearly drowned Dubois when he got with a clean shot. He had to brawl his way to gain his balance. Yeah. I mean, you're right. Christopher Londell says, "Come on." I mean, I'm missing the stuff right here. There's many stuff here. All right, let me look at it. I need to go back to that statement. Christopher again says, "Come on, Joe, teach them." Prince Bow, Prince Bow Wow, Prince Bow Woogie says Joyce wins. Dubois too arrogant. Andrian says Dubois was jabbing nice his last fight and moving a bit better, and we know he has power. He throws a lot of punches too. He will land a lot on Joyce. He will win a lot of rounds. Very interesting. But have you ever thought about Joyce's constant pressure? Have you ever thought about that, Andrea? Have you ever thought about that? Have you thought about the fact that Joyce can basically throw 100 punches in a round? Dubois cannot do that. He gets tired as well. And also, who do you guys think has the better gas tank? Tajagbe.
Oh, that's Joe Joyce, man. No doubt about that. 100% Joe Joyce.
So why are people thinking that he's just gonna go there and blow him out like as if it's easy work? Listen, if both of them listen, I want to ask you this question directly, my brother Ty. If Joyce and Dubois start trading the same way Dubois and Latte did, who do you think gets out of it? Who do you think wins? Who do you think will go down first? If they start trading like that, we know whose chin is better. Ty, you there?
I think this is actually a very good question. When what I've seen from Joe Joyce does when he trades, he just doesn't, you know, he actually stands tall. You know, he holds his stance very well. You know, but Daniel Dubois squares himself and gets off balance, and I think Joe Joyce takes that, man. Daniel Dubois squares and gets off balance. I think Joe Joyce takes that because Joe Joyce doesn't just headhunt and when he's trading, he goes to the body and to the head and he throws multiple combinations, you know, uppercuts, hooks, uh, a shot to the body, like so many different types of combinations he throws in there. So I think I'll be confident um, with Daniel Dubois. I mean Joe Joyce. But then again, if Daniel Dubois gets too tired when he's throwing those combinations, who say his power can last? You know what? I wouldn't mind saying I want to see that scrap because I want to see it because I know for a fact that Daniel Dubois is going to punch himself out.
Yeah, that's also right for sure. Now Prince Bao Woogie says, Uyoba Koyo. Koyo. I think this guy speak my language. Baba Wajena. Yeah, yeah, see. Domo. So now let's move to the next one. Hamed Turner says, I'm leaning with Joe Joyce for sure. Daryl Babatunde says Joe Joyce wins. Christopher Launder, Dubois, Daniel shows no respect to Joel. Form Snell says, I think the young man will win the fight. Why do people always base a fight on how young people are? I don't get it. Why do people always base a fight on the youth? Because this guy has the looks, of course, younger. Dubois is of course 23 or 22 years old. Why do people base the winner of a fight on age, bro? Tajagbe.
You know what? I'll say if this was the case, because the youth wins, but the youth factor I don't think counts in this fight because Joe Joyce has a gas tank, man, and Daniel Dubois doesn't. I've seen it. Like he gets tired way too quick. He really can't carry all that muscle, you know. So I just that's probably because the youth. He's young. He's 28. He could go longer. Still doesn't matter. It all depends on who the youth is fighting, you know. And is Joe Joyce past his prime? I don't think so. Joe Joyce is 35. He's not even 40 yet. So I think he has at least maybe 5 good years left within him, you know. So if he was 40, I'll be like, yeah, the youth is gonna definitely win. But the guy's 35. He's still young. He's still got a gas
Okay,
tank.
I want to ask you a question now. Do you think at this current stage, Dubois beats Vladimir Klitschko if he were to come back?
I don't think so.
So why are you guys basing it on age?
I don't think so.
So he, a young Dubois, cannot beat Vladimir Klitschko. In fact, how many fighters right now can beat Klitschko? We know Tyson Fury did in a very boring fight and dug the rematch. Okay. Now, how many fighters can beat Vladimir Klitschko right now? Can you count it? Can Deontay Wilder beat Klitschko?
Bro, we've heard that. We've heard of what Klitschko did to Wilder in training camp. We saw the videos. Wilder, he was getting pummeled in training camp. There's so much. There's a lot of there's so much to some truth. So Wilder couldn't beat Klitschko. Klitschko was too skillful. Wilder was a one skill guy. That was his right hand, and coming from a Klitschko, Dr. Steelhammer, who understands power, who understands how to negate power. That is the key word: negate power. That's what he did. That's what he did to Wilder. Imagine a guy who knows how to punch, and then he understands power, and he negates Wilder's power. That's you can understand how Klitschko was making Wilder twitch or making Wilder go to sleep.
Free Word says Dubois will run out of gas. Joyce will run after him, work on his face and body. Referee stops the fight while Dubois is out on his feet after getting up from a knockdown. Very interesting take on that, bro. So Braveheart says, how should Joyce approach it in first few rounds? Tajabwe.
Well, he needs to size up Daniel Dubois and see what he's trying to do. Because if he sees what he's trying to do, that's what Dubois is going to be doing the whole fight. From round to the third round, he should pressure Daniel Dubois. Like I said, avoid those big right hands. Let Dubois come in carelessly and throw those heavy hands, because I know he will. Just keep, as long as Joyce doesn't stop. I think this fight goes to him. Absolutely. As long as Joyce doesn't stop and he moves, and he knows the right time to throw a punch and the right time to avoid Daniel Dubois' punches, and continues with the pressure and puts more pressure on him as the round goes by, and gets Daniel Dubois tired and just ups the tempo, Joyce can get it done.
Okay, thanks, brother. So let me continue to read his statement right here, the comment. Daniel Briggs said, Dubois, Daniel Dubois, knockout round 7. That's my thoughts on this fight, but going to be very close. Codell on says, I see nothing special in Joyce. Dubois, Prince Baowogi says, Dubois explosive, Joe strong, chin, always FF fighter, 50-50, but I go for Joyce, experienced and tested. Then Christopher London says, if boxing is about levels, then Joyce wins, right? Hey says, Mike Tyson versus Joyce. Who wins? It's in opinion, in my opinion, I guess that's what he meant. Mike Tyson versus Joyce. Bro, Joyce will run over Mike Tyson easily, like a train. What do you think about that, brother? Jagbe?
Mike Tyson's too old, man. I told you I wasn't gonna watch his fight. Have you seen when he weighed in?
Is that what, bro?
I said, if have you seen the way what Mike Tyson looks like? You know, if Mike Tyson was young, I would give it to him, but he's not. He's no longer young, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, go to the next one. I would Rastelio Rafael Sobane says I would like that Joyce beats DDD, but it will be very tough fight, tough to fight him. DDD is big but more fast. Luke Wheeler says both good fighters, but I don't think Joyce will last, bro. DDD too powerful for Joyce and has youth. Codell Hunt, I bet you when Joyce loses, everybody is going to say he lost because his trainer was not in his camp. Do you think that would be another excuse, bro?
Read that again, bro. I didn't hear you.
The guy says, I bet you when Joyce loses, everybody is going to say he lost because his trainer was not in his corner.
No, I don't think so. I don't think Joyce has that excuse in him. If he loses, he's gonna accept defeat, and that's it. He just doesn't seem like that guy.
Yeah, so a lot of comment right here. This guy is George Andrea says Dumb and Dumber about to fight, bro. Stop all this. You're gonna watch the fight. So why are you insulting them for? In fact, can you get in the ring with one of them? That either of them they will knock you out cold. I don't know why people just start insulting fighters like that because they are not talkative because they are not trash talkers or what? They are not Tyson Fury maybe. Hamed Turner again saying I stand to be corrected. The only reason I said it's going to be an upset is because Frank is trying to fast him, so losing his unbeaten record will be an upset to Queensberry promotion. Frank does love Dubois though. He loves Dubois more than Joyce. I can tell from the way he speaks and speak about Dubois. He thinks Dubois should be the next Anthony Joshua. Have some kind of following like that, And there's a lot of comment right here on the live chat. Gonna read it. Okay. A lot of messages right here. Luke Wheeler says early DDD or late Joyce. That seems to be the narrative, though. Like the thoughts of so many people. Early DDD. I don't see Daniel Dubois like knocking out Joe Joyce that early. If he does that, I will be very, 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 surprised. Believe me, I'll be so surprised. Um. Anyway, shout out to everybody on the live chat. I appreciate you all. Join me later tonight. We'll be back live to talk about this when the fight is on. We are going to be. I don't know if we should go live from the first bout, in the show. I don't know if we should go live, and but I think that's gonna be very, very kind of long in a way. But we'll be back, and then you guys can definitely join us and discuss the fight. Believe you me, I wholeheartedly support Joe the Juggernaut Joyce, our Nigerian brother, because he has Nigerian blood in him, and that makes him very dangerous. That makes his chin. In fact, Joyce's chin remind me of Ikebi Abuchi's chin. I don't know if you guys know Ikebi Abuchi. I don't know if you've heard about it. A lot of you guys nowadays might not know him. But his chin reminds me of Ikebi Abuchi's chin. But to be very fair, I've never seen in all the fights Ike Abuchi had. I never saw him hurt once. Like he wasn't. I never saw him get hurt once or something like that, or or stagger, wobbled. Never happened to him. I don't know why. Even in the David Tua fight, when he beat David Tua, both were landing bombs. David Tua felt his power, but he didn't feel David Tua's power. Very weird. Anyway, your last thought, your last take on this before we move brother to
Yeah, guys, please like and subscribe to the channel. I see a lot of you guys watching. It doesn't cost much to just like and subscribe. Whether you're hating on the channel or not, you could even put the hate button, whatever you want to call it, but just like, subscribe, and share. That's all.
So thank you all. I really appreciate you guys. So depending on your location, how do you watch this fight? Where can I watch this fight? Prince Bowie, are you in Nigeria, or where are you at? Just let me know. But go follow me on Instagram. Search for Boxing Blogs Center. It's not on DAZN. I have DAZN as well. It's not on DAZN. Search for Boxing Blogs Center. Write me there, and then I will give you direction. But it depends on where you are, where you live. Depends, because if you're in Nigeria right now, I think you can watch it on Canal Sports, Canal Plus, Sports 5, something like that. And because this fight will be held, about 100 nations are going to broadcast this bout. So okay, Germany. So you can order it at Fight. I don't know if you know Fight. I don't know if you've heard of Fight before, because he's not that popular here. I'm also in Germany, so. But follow me on Instagram and write me there at Boxing Blog Center. Go on Instagram, search for Boxing Blog Center. Follow me there, write me there, and I will tell you I can watch it. But if you live in the UK, you know how to watch it already. It's on BT Sports, and in UK I learned, on BT Sports. But if you live in the US, you can watch it on ESPN Plus. It's on ESPN Plus if you live in the US. If you live in Spain, Portugal, India, and Andorra, you can watch it on Eurosport. Okay, Eurosport we heard about. If you live in Spain, Portugal, India, and Andorra. And if you live in the Philippines, you can watch it on One Spot. If you live in Anguilla, Antigua, Barbados, Bahamas, British Virgin Islands, Cayman Islands, Curacao, Dominica, Grenada, Jamaica, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago, and Turks and Caicos. If you live in those regions, watch it in those countries. You can watch the bout on Flow Sports. Flow Sports. Flow Sports. FLOW Sports. Flow Sports. If you live in Japan, you can watch it on Wow Wow. Watch it on Wow Wow. Woo Wow, something like that. If you live in China, you can watch it on CCTV5. Is on China. If you live in New Zealand, you can watch it on Spark Sport. Spark Sport. If you live in that country, in New Zealand. If you live in UK, you already know BT Sport. If you live in Argentina, Chile, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay, Peru, Colombia, Ecuador, Costa Rica, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, El Salvador, Venezuela, Panama, and Mexico. You can watch it on ESPN Knockout. ESPN Knockout if you live in those Hispanic countries, South America. If you live in South Africa, you can watch it on SABC. SABC. If you live in France, you can watch it on RMC. If you live in Australia, you can watch it on Fox Sport. If you live in Australia, watch it on Fox Sport. If you live in France, watch it on RMC. 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 If you live in Russia, you can watch it on Match TV. If you live in Poland, you can watch it on Polsat. Polsat if you live in Poland. If you live in Germany, like me, Algeria, Bahrain, Egypt, Iran, Iraq, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Libya, Morocco, Oman, Palestine, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Syria, Tunisia, United Arab Emirates, and Yemen, you can watch it on Fight. If you live in Germany, Algeria, Bahrain, Egypt, Iran, Iraq, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Libya, Morocco, Oman, Palestine, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Syria, Tunisia, UAE, and Yemen on Fight. If you live in Sweden, Finland, Denmark, and Norway, you can watch it on Viasat. Viasat in Denmark, Finland, Sweden, and Norway. If you live in Canada, you can watch it on TSN Direct. TSN Direct. Watch it on that. If you live in Turkey, you can watch it on X Sport. People that live in Turkey like this, Turkey that they say here in Germany, Turkey. If you live in Turkey, you can watch it on Export. If you live in Bulgaria, you can watch it on MTEL. MTEL. If you live in Georgia, I mean the country Georgia, not Georgia, the state of Georgia in the U.S., the country Georgia, the former Soviet Union nation. You can watch it on Ajara Sport. If you live in Hungary, Czech Republic, and Slovakia, you can watch the fight on Prago Sport. Okay. Now, if you live in Angola, Benin Republic, Botswana, Burkina Faso, Burundi, Cameroon, Central African Republic, Chad, Comoros, Congo Democratic Republic, Congo Brazzaville, Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Gabon, Gambia, Ghana, Green Cape, Guinea-Bissau, Guinea-Conakry, Guinea Equatorial, Ivory Coast, Kenya, Liberia, Madagascar, Malawi, Mali, Mauritania, Mauritius, Mozambique, Namibia, Niger, Nigeria, Rwanda, and Sao Tome and Principe. If you live in those territories, mainly African territories, you can watch it on Canal Plus Sport 5. If you live in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia, Montenegro, Slovenia, Croatia, and North Macedonia, the new country, North Macedonia, you can watch it on Sport Club. So those are the territories. I made a mistake today saying that 70% of Nigerians don't use cable. That was a mistake, and a lot of people have corrected me saying that I think it's been a long time you left home, that's why you don't remember. Well, back in the days when we used to watch sport in Nigeria, we needed to go to the sports centers. I didn't have cable growing up. We didn't have cable growing up, so I had to watch things on national TV or in a sports center. So I thought it's still like that, but a lot of people are saying it's changed. Almost everybody have cable now. So, but some people use Go TV. It's not on Go TV. If you have Go TV cable or decoder, it's not on that. So you either have DSTV. I think DSTV is where you can get it. But if you don't have it, just message me on Instagram at Boxing Block Center. Follow me there, write me there, and I will give you links to watch it. You know, to the people who cannot watch it only. I will give you links to watch it. Stay blessed, guys. Stay hungry, stay humble. God bless you all for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. And to my Nigerian brothers, to my British brothers, to my American brothers, to my Australian, New Zealand, Polish, all of them brothers. God bless you all. Stay blessed, stay hungry, stay humble. Cheers, guys.